Yes, I know the rumors of the Warriors' demise have been largely publicized since basically last year and running all season long to this point of the NBA's 2023-2024 league year. But there is good reason for that. The Warriors are straight ass and have been playing like such for the vast majority of now 2 full seasons. And while the Warriors are fresh off of a dismantling of Charlotte to extend to a 3-game win streak, their hold on a potential playoff spot is tenuous at best. And while the Warriors did slide their way into the second round of the playoffs last year after clearing a very hard-fought 7-game series against the Sacramento Kings before ultimately bowing out at the hands of a familiar foe, LeBron and his Lakers squad, in the second round 4-2 behind a predictable astronomical free throw disparity, the Warriors realistically weren't going anywhere last season, and they are going even less places this one. I mean, sure, they did address their chemistry issues this offseason as they traded away Jordan Poole, who Draymond Green punched in the face last summer. And to Green's credit, he has managed not to punch any other teammates in the face so far this season. What he hasn't managed to do is show any semblance of control in his on-court actions, as he continually finds a way to get himself either suspended or kicked out of a large amount of games. First was the suspension for dragging Rudy Gobert around the court by his neck earlier this year. Then, of course, he was suspended indefinitely by the NBA league offices less than 24 hours following Green striking Yusuf Nurkic in the face. And we haven't seen this level of sustained thuggish behavior from one player on a consistent basis since Bill Laimbeer was roaming the league with the Bad Boy Pistons nearly 40 years ago. Green, though, would ultimately be reinstated by the NBA after just a 12-game absence and doing the hard work on himself. But Green was recently ejected again in less than 4 minutes of the Warriors' game against the Magic, and Steph Curry looked damn near on the verge of tears. Likely because Golden State is desperate to win games right now as they stand on the cusp of falling out of the playoffs altogether. No, not the playoffs, like the play-in tournament completely. And this is despite the Warriors experiencing pretty good luck in the health department this season, as other than Green due to the suspensions and Chris Paul, who is predictably always hurt, the Warriors' core players have missed only a handful of games. But it just hasn't resulted in any semblance of cohesion or traction in terms of putting together any kind of a sustained win streak. Golden State just isn't good anymore, and a massive change is needed in the offseason. An offseason which is rapidly approaching all of a sudden, as they have been flirting with that 10 seed literally all season long. At the end of November, the Warriors were just 9-10 and in the 10th spot. At the end of December, they were only 15-17 and in the 11th spot. On the final day of January, they had dropped to 20-24 and into the 12th spot, while the last day of February saw them finally break 500 at 31-27, but that was still just good enough for, you guessed it, the 10th spot in the Western Conference standings. And now, with one game for them remaining in the month of March, which will be at an all of a sudden surging San Antonio Spurs, the Warriors find themselves at 39-34, and yes, still in that 10th spot. But danger, Golden State. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. And that object in their rearview mirror is the Houston Rockets, who are surging. While the Warriors are just 6-4 in their last 10 games, the Rockets are a league best 10-0. Speaking of league bests, the Houston Rockets have the best record in the entire month of March, as they have posted a 13-1 mark this month with one game remaining. Their only blemish this month is a 6-point loss against the LA Clippers. all of this while the Golden State Warriors are just 8-7 this month, and now the Rockets find themselves just one game behind Golden State, and the two of them have a date in Golden State on April 4th. So while it seemed almost a foregone conclusion the Warriors were on a collision course with the Lakers in what would amount to an elimination game in the 9v10 play-in spot, it seems likely now that Ime Udoka is going to crash this party, and likely for the best for Golden State. Just tear that band-aid off. While Steph Curry is still clearly playing at an elite high level this season, it is obvious that the end is certainly upon us for this iteration of the Golden State Warriors. Massive and substantial turnover will now be needed this offseason for Golden State if they have any delusions of extending their championship window with the baby-faced assassin. And we have not seen really any elite all-time players rebuild mid-career with the same team and continue to win, as really only one comes readily to mind. But Curry will be tasked with doing it at the wrong end of the age of 35 next season. All of this to say, enjoy this stretch run now from Golden State over the next 2 weeks, because it is, without question, the official end of a dynasty.